Kia ora, everyone.
Kia ora.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey. Glad to the doing better. The first meeting we ever had, I had everyone on mute, so work in progress. So nice to see you all.
I do have a button here that says mute all, so if it gets out of hand, it gets too rowdy, I'll just hit the button.
We'll give it say another minute or so, just for the last couple of more people to join, and then we will get going.
There we go. Brilliant. I'm looking at myself in the reflection at the moment. I think I've gone a little bit too luxon. Yeah, just a little bit.
The question is that a good thing or not, but we will leave everyone to make their own assessments of that.
Yes. Discreet line. We move on.
Okay, cool. I think we will jump into it, and then if other people come along, then Rob, maybe those who you need to, you can let them in.
Sure, absolutely.
So kia ora koutou, everyone. I'm Jessica. I work at the award. My role is to help all you people out there running the award and support you as best we can. My main focus is for those in the Upper North Island, so Tamaki Makaurau, Waikato, Te Taitotoa. But of course, it provides support as needed otherwise. And Rob, do you want to just do a quick introduction about yourself?
Yes. Kia ora. How you doing? My name's Rob. I work at the Duke of Ed as part of the comms and marketing team. Well, I say part, it's kind of just me. Yay. So all the new comms bits and pieces, the posters and stuff like that, that's all come from my department. So hopefully you're enjoying that. Other than that, I just hopefully keep everyone entertained in the office. I think hopefully. It's but yeah, so I'll be around with flags and stuff at any events. That's my job.
So today we're just going to go. I guess it's aimed mostly at new people entering the award, learning how to get people registered, get participants setting up their activities, and what your role is in this early stage. So for some of you, it might be a bit of a refresher course. For others of you, it might be new. I'm going to run through a quick PowerPoint presentation. Please feel free to shout out and ask me questions through it. Pop questions in the chat, and then Rob can voice them for you if you would prefer not to voice them yourselves. And just to note that this is being recorded. So if you don't feel comfortable being on camera on our website or having your voice on our website, you can feel free to turn off your camera or to put questions in the chat, and Rob will be on the website on your part. So hopefully you can all see this now. So basically the process is the award, as you may know, is run through a system called the online record book. And so to get young people started and getting going with it, they need to go to onlinerecordbook.org and register as a new award participant. The registration is fairly straightforward. They will select their award centre, what we call an award unit. So that would be your school or the organisation you're running the award through. It will ask them this question of, do you know who your award leader is? And if they say yes, they have to put in your email address. And if they say no, then you can just sort them out later. So sometimes it might be easier just to get them to say no, because if they get your email address wrong, then the system's going to throw up a bit of a hissy fit and not let them progress. They will then fill out the rest of the registration application. If they're under the age of 18, they'll need to get parental consent. And it will also ask them towards the end of the registration process if they want to take part in one of the, I guess, the alternative award pathways. So that could be kakariki, where it's got a bit more of an environmental focus, or He Ara Tūtahi, which has a more of a TR focus, or they can select to do the award in its original format. Once they have completed the registration, a key process is that they need to confirm their email address. So an email will be sent to them, and they just need to click in the hyperlink in the email to confirm their email address is correct. Their parent or guardian will then be sent an email asking them to give consent to take part in the award. This is also a key step in the process. Some schools in particular might choose to gather that parental consent in a separate way, and if they do, then we can alter their settings. But if you're getting parental consent through the online record book, the parent will get an email, they'll click on this hyperlink, they check their child's details. If they want to edit it at all, they can click edit info. And then once they have given consent, then if your award unit is an award unit who is paying us directly, they'll be taken to the payment page where they can pay. So now you've got one or many participants registered. So the first thing that you'll see is if during the registration process they said that they did not know who their award leader was, they would turn up under unassigned participants on your to-do list. So all you need to do is assign them to the award leader who will oversee their award progress and click assign. They will now move to the registrations tab, and this is where they're I guess they've said they want to take part in the award, and this is where you can check to make sure that you're happy for them to do the award with you. So to pay for the award, there's two options. So the first one is that the participants pay us directly. This is done with either a PayPal account or with using a credit debit card through the PayPal system, but you don't need to have a PayPal account set up. So these participants will show up on your to-do list as not being paid. As the award leader, you don't need to do anything. We have a process where if they haven't paid, we will chase them for the payments. However, you can advise them that if the participant logs back into the account, they will be redirected to the payment page, or alternatively, the parent or guardian can re-click on the link in the email that asks them to give consent, and they will also be redirected to the payment page. So the second main option that some award units go for is that the award unit collects the payment field, sorry, not in the payment fields, collects the payment, and then the award will invoice the award unit for those registrations. So these participants will show up on your to-do list as pay award unit. Once you as the award unit have collected the payment, or you are happy for us to invoice you for those registrations, you can change this to paid. So you do this by under confirm. You can then next to the transaction ID, click on the confirm button and then click save. However, we do suggest that until you are happy for the award to invoice you for those registrations, that you don't change these participants to paid. So in order to approve a participant's registration, they will need to have confirmed their email address, gotten parental consent if under the age of 18, and paid for their registration. And if all three of those have been completed, then you will be able to click on the approve button and approve their registration. So there's a few troubleshooting things. So the participant's confirmation of email address has quite a short expiry time on it. I think it's 12 hours for security purposes. So you may need to resend them that email if they haven't done that. So you can do that on your to-do list under registrations, clicking the bulk option, resend email confirmation. Click on the checkbox next to those who need to confirm their email address, and then click bulk change. Similarly, if the parents haven't given email consent, you can also resend the email to the parents by choosing the bulk option, resend parental consent, checking the box next to the ID number of the participant, and clicking bulk change. You'll also notice that on your to-do list, there's a thing called undelivered emails. And so here you can see that a couple of the participants have got their email address wrong, or they're putting their parents' email address wrong. So then that can help you, if you have access to the information, to correct it for them. And then once you've done that, you can clear the task if you wish to. Another thing you might notice is that some participants get very enthusiastic and they might register a number of times. And if they do this, you'll get a warning notice showing that they've registered more than once. And then you're welcome to contact us for help to remove one of those accounts. But alternatively, if they've registered and they have not paid, then you can delete their account under confirm. And so regarding registrations, the last three things to be aware of is that we have a refund policy. So within 4 weeks of registration, we will refund the registration fee. So the first 2 weeks, we will give a full refund. And then 3 and 4 weeks, we will give a 50% refund. We also have a change of award level policy where within 6 months, if the participant meets the age criteria, we're happy for them to change award level. And then we also have participant assistance. So for any participant for whom cost is a barrier to them taking part in the award, we have some funds that we can support them to cover the cost of registration and Adventurous Journey if needed. So is there any questions before we go into the participants setting up their accounts?
You can raise your hand, turn on your mic, however you want to do it. I think we're good. We're doing the New Zealand silence. I like
all
it.
Good. I will roll on. Okay, so now the participant has registered, you've approved their registration, and now they need to log into their account and start setting up their activities. So they do this by clicking on the plus sign. So they can do this online or they can do it through an app. So the app would just be the left bit of the screen. So they click on the plus sign and they set up their activities. And then they also need to include details here of who their assessor will be. At this point, they can select one activity as a major if they're doing bronze or a direct entrant at silver or gold. Oh, and then very similarly, for the Adventurous Journey or the Gold Residential Project, once they get up to that level, they click on the plus sign, they set up their activities of what they plan to do. So some key things that it's not always as easy as we would like it to be. So ideally, they should be creating a SMART goal. So they're setting a goal for themselves that that they can achieve. The assessor needs to be an adult who's not a family member, who has knowledge and experience in their chosen activity and will regularly see them do that activity. For the Adventurous Journey, there's two roles. One's called the assessor and one's called the practice journey assessor, sometimes called the supervisor. We suggest putting just the same person down, so the person who's going to assess it down for both roles. And you as award leaders may be the assessor in some instances if you meet the requirements, but ideally you should not be being the assessor for all your participants. Okay, so the participant has set up their activities, and now back to you. This comes to you for approval to make sure that what they propose to do meets the requirements. So you can see here on your to-do list under activity approval that so for Tussie, you can see her goal, you can see who she's put down as her assessor. And then you have two options. If you have queries about it or you're not quite happy about it, you can revise it. And if you revise it, you can write a message as to why you are revising that. Or alternatively, you might be very happy with it, in which case you can approve it. Once you approve it, that goes back to the participant and then they can start logging their activities. When you approve the activity for participants, the listed assessor will be sent an email, automatic email, with just a bit of information about the roles and responsibilities of an assessor. And once again, sometimes the assessor details are incorrect, and this will show up in your undelivered emails tab. And so if you have time, sometimes it can help just to go through and encourage the participant to go back and check the assessor's contact details, and then if you wanted to, you could resend their welcome email to them, to the assessor. And then you could clear the task if, like me, you like getting tasks off your to-do list. So you as the award leader, the key things you need to be looking at when approving these activities is the chosen activity is suitable for the section. So for example, that they haven't chosen a physical recreation activity for the skills section like dance or karate, that they're not doing a school subject, e.g. PE, for their physical recreation section, and they're volunteering for a suitable personal group, so not for profit, not going and helping out to local business who should be paying them or for a family member, but that their volunteering work is for a genuine need in the community. And then you'd also just be having a quick look that they've chosen a suitable assessor, so not a parent, not their mate, and that they've set a realistic goal. Similarly, for the adventurous journey, when they've set that up, that will show up on your assessor activity approval. And once again, you can look at who the assessor is. If you want to find out a bit more information, you click on the ID number, and then you can either revise this or approve it. So for the adventurous journey, some key things to be looking for is that the adventurous journey needs to be run under a suitable safety management system. So this could either be your award unit or one of our providers whose safety management system has been signed off under your own safety management system, e.g. under your EOTC. The trip should not be a family trip, and they should ideally be in a group of 4 to 7 of their peers. And if for whatever reason you're not happy with it or you want to delete the journey, the adventurous journey is a bit of a pain, and you're better to approve it and then you'll be able to delete it if you just revise it. Unfortunately, the online record book will put you in a bit of a circle where it gets stuck. So if you want to delete the journey, approve it first, and then you'll be able to delete it, which sounds a bit counterintuitive. The last thing I'll touch on is with the adventurous journey section, there's 2 options. So one is that you could get all your participants to go up and set up their own journeys. Alternatively, particularly if you're running the journey yourself, you might choose to set this up and then add your participants to it. So to do this, under your adventurous journey section on the left of your screen, you click on that, and then you could click on new adventurous journey event. You could put in the details of your the trip that you were going to do, and when you click save, you will then get a tab saying participants, and then you will be able to click on manage participants and add your students to it. This will then go to your participants, who will be able to see that they've been added to a journey, and then they will be able to edit things like a team goal to set their own goal of what they want to work to on the journey. And so the last thing I'll touch on is that the adventurous journey, some key things to be aware of is the online record book, as some of you will be aware, can be a bit slow at times. So when you're adding participants to a journey, it sometimes take a bit of patience for the system to find your participant. We need to start typing in their name. If you're setting up a qualifying adventurous journey, if a participant has already set up an qualifying adventurous journey, the system will prevent you from adding them to a second qualifying journey, as they should only have one. And another mistake that sometimes happens, if you're unable to add a participant to a journey, sometimes they might not be registered for that level. Say if you're creating a silver journey, but they haven't registered for silver yet.